the thing that was the John, and it was really John wanted, and Michael Crichton wanted, and Steven Spielberg wanted from that show, was that it be, it was the first time a show was ever on television where you were inside, like you felt like you were right there. It was almost like a documentary in that it was the introduction of the Steadicam, and that there was granular detail of the surgeries and what people were wearing and who they were. So when someone banged through those doors, the double doors on a gurney, the costume had to tell the story as the paramedic was saying, gunshot wound, left leg, blah, blah, blah. But was that a Midwestern housewife on the gurney who just got shot, because she was outside a bank when it was being robbed? Or was this a gang member, blah, blah. All of that was happening. So you tell the story instantly, who is this person, by how they're dressed. But then, like, our amazing technical advisors like Joe Sachs and Doc Fred. There were so many, Fred Einesman. There were so many real doctors, real ER doctors, real nurses on the set who would then walk us through, this is what is going to happen with each character. So we'd have these big meetings, with our tech advisors. And by the way, our prop man, Rick Kearns, was phenomenal. Also, by the way, segue, he was Richard Kearns' son, who gave me my first job in the industry. So they're also my second job in the industry. So family dynamic. The amount of detail on that show was just amazing. And I really have to say that all came from John. Like, he wanted everything to feel real. Our DP, Richard Thorpe, that whole crew, it became easy in a way because everyone sort of got their groove on that show. And, was it 15 seasons? So by the end, it just becomes, and you have to try and stay fresh. But I'm very proud of that show. Mm-hmm. I think it changed television, and people don't realize that.
How so?
Well, the whole, first of all, the 40 share of it all. The fact that everybody stayed home. I don't think there was any house in America, or very few, that didn't stay home on Thursday night because it was Friends and then ER. And I think it changed how people approached, one, producing a show. I think John was definitely a leader in that. The size of shows, like before ER, you had Hill Street Blues, but it didn't have the scope that ER had, or the number of cast members. It was a huge ensemble cast. And ER, and then sort of the shows that you work on now for Netflix, are similar in like the scope and the volume and just the amount of story. Like, they told so much story in that 1 hour, and the pace was so fast. I don't think you'd seen that before on television.